shares of PayPal are sinking following its first quarter earnings. Investors focusing on its disappointing outlook for operating margins despite the payment platform's boost to its profit forecast. And indeed, the forecast, it actually cut its forecast for adjusted operating margin, basically saying that will expand by at least 100 basis points this year. It had been 125 basis points that was looking for before. And it seems like macro is definitely a part of this, right? That there's just concern about spending overall for the year, that's part of the issue for the company. I'm looking at a lot of the analyst recommendations, which are pretty mixed here. We did get a downgrade from Credit Suisse, which said it is challenging to recommend the shares here. So that it's going to be challenging this year.
Yeah, and as a reminder to everyone tracking PYPL, this is the beginning of the end, at least for Dan Schulman. He'll be done at the end of this year. December 31st is when he will retire as CEO of PayPal. But until then, there's going to be a lot of focus on margins. And it seems like the margins and the contraction, at least now, or deceleration in margin growth, I should say, that has been on investors' minds this morning here. And they were talking about that on the call and in the Q1 operating margin performance, saying that was strong with about 2% worth of operating margin expansion. However, kind of looking out through the rest of the year, Q3, they expect to see some pressure on operating margin, some slight pressure. And then in Q4, they're looking to see some expansion again, but modest expansion, more modest expansion than we have seen on a comparative basis there. So that perhaps catching the eye of some of the analysts covering that this morning too.
Yeah, some of them are still sticking with it, but you know, seeing some pressure there.
I mean, look, my Venmo's still active, so PayPal doing well.